Welcome back to Yogi Food, the show where we try healthy recipes for the first time, where we take not so healthy recipes and see if we can make them better for us. Today we're making protein pancakes, so another breakfast recipe this week. This recipe came from a blog called I Am Heather, or it might be I'm Heather, but with two R's. But originally the recipe comes from a YouTuber called Linda Sun. She is a fitness vlogger. Honestly, she's like sunshine in a person. I love her. She's fantastic. She does a lot of nutrition videos and a lot of like a week in the life of type videos. She has done collaborations with Lily Sabry in the past, and I think she's a Gymshark influencer or sponsored by them or something like that. But totally go check her out too. She is fantastic. If you like any type of nutrition videos, fitness videos, you'll enjoy watching her. She's really uplifting and encouraging. Today's protein pancakes, the ingredients are oats or oat flour. If you watched last week's video, you know that I do not have oat flour on hand, but I do have rolled oats, so we're using those. It takes half a banana. I'm going to use the other half as a topping on the pancakes. 1 egg. We will need cinnamon and baking powder and milk, your milk of choice. Ordinarily, I would use almond milk, but what we have today is whole milk, and then your protein powder of choice. Linda uses a snickerdoodle flavor. I have vanilla or chocolate on hand, so we're going to use vanilla. I think that would taste pretty good in some pancakes. The recipe calls for 28 to 30 grams. It says 1 scoop in the recipe that equals 28 to 30 grams. The scoop size on this brand from Aldi is 49 grams, so I'm going to do half a scoop instead, which would be 24.5 grams, so that's good enough for me. I might do like a pinch more than half a scoop. And then you're going to need a blender. So I'm going to use my NutriBullet because my apartment is tiny and we don't have an actual blender yet. So the NutriBullet cuts it though. So we are going to add all of the wet ingredients first. Obviously for pancakes, you also need a pan, by the way. So go ahead and grab all of that stuff, get it ready, and we'll dive in. So we're going to use half a banana first. If I can cut through, my gosh. So we're going to put all of the wet ingredients together first. This will help keep the dry ingredients from getting clumped together in the bottom of the blender. I'm just going to slice this. I think it would be easier to blend if it was all sliced instead of one huge slice or one huge chunk of banana. Okay, there's half our banana. I'm going to save the other half for our topping. I also am going to use some blueberries, and I'm going to try peanut butter. I'm going to see if I can heat up the peanut butter as a topping and make it runny like all the Instagram influencers do. So I have blueberries and bananas that I'm going to use later on. So got half a banana. We're going to do our egg. Maybe. There we go. Try not to get any shell. I don't want to fish shell out of this big NutriBullet. Wash the egg off our hands. And then our milk. So we're going to use 2 tablespoons of whatever milk you would like to use. Linda also uses 2 tablespoons of almond milk, but hopefully the whole milk will keep it nice and fluffy. And keep the milk out. The recipe said if after you add the dry ingredients, it looks a little clumpy and doesn't look like good pancake batter, you can add more milk 1 tablespoon at a time. So I'm going to leave it out just in case. So we will blend this together. I will spare you the awful sound of having a blender. So I'll be back in just a second. All right, so that blended pretty well. I'm going to try to get all the liquid off of the lid. All right, good. It kind of looks like banana pudding, which I guess it would be, basically. All right, now we're going to add the dry ingredients. So we have oats. We're going to use 1/4 cup of oats or oat flour, but the recipe says with oats for them to get hydrated and kind of mix better with the texture of the batter. when you use them and get the batter ready, they encourage you to let it sit for 10 minutes, which is what I'm going to do today. So 1/4 cup of oats or your flour. We have a teaspoon of cinnamon. Let's spill it everywhere. Okay, teaspoon of cinnamon. Oh boy. That made a huge mess. That's fine. I'll have to clean that up. Good grief. All right, and then a teaspoon of baking powder. Which seems like a lot of baking powder. But I'm following the recipe. I'm gonna trust that they know what they're doing. I clearly don't. Just kidding. All right, dry protein, the most important part. Yeah, when you open this, look at the size of this scoop. Look at that. That's big. Can you see? Yeah, it's huge. We're gonna use half, or as close to half as we can get, so that we meet the measurements. And that looks pretty good. That looks like half. It's more than half, but we just want between 28 and 30 grams. I might dump a little out. Smells good. Okay, I'm gonna go with that one. Alright, set this aside. And then we're gonna blend all of this together. So hang on. Alright, all of the dry ingredients are mixed in. Ooh! There's a lot of pressure in there. Get a big rubber spoon and see if I can scrape all of this together. The recipe did say that you can blend all of this by hand, but I just kind of wanted to make it faster and make sure all of it was blended well, especially with the banana chunks. So I chose to use a blender, but either of those options is good. I bet the Snickerdoodle protein tastes really good in this because it smells like Snickerdoodles already. There. Alright, this is what the batter looks like. It's pretty runny. Ooh. You can see a good amount of grit, and it's really, you can't see any of the oats in it. I may have over blended it, but it's pancake batter, so it's not a big deal. We are going to heat up the pan. We're going to let it sit for 10 minutes. Honestly, the oats aren't in here as chunks. Like, you can't really see the oats. I think it's just added to the gritty texture. So I don't think I need to let it sit for 10 minutes. There's one flake in here. So I'm not going to let it sit for 10 minutes. I'm going to actually go ahead and heat up and grease the pan. I have spray olive oil. You all know I love to use olive oil and avocado oil. So we're going to spray the pan, wait for that to heat up. I'm going to go ahead and prep the toppings, the fruit toppings, and I'll be right back when the pan is ready to go. Alright, so pan's pretty warm, ready to go. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit so it doesn't burn the pancakes. It says, just like with any other pancake, to cook it on either side until both sides are golden brown. Off. Don't want to waste anything. Right, so you can hear this oil popping. We're going to turn it down a little bit more. I'm just going to take a couple big spoonfuls, like a really big soup spoon or cereal spoon. I don't know what you want to call it. And just put these in the middle of my pan. And let her cook for a little bit. The batter's already brown, so we'll see how it changes to golden brown as we go. I'm going to finish prepping the toppings, and I will check back in and show you guys the finished product when it's all cooked, okay? All right, it's ready. I think this is the most aesthetically pleasing meal I have ever made. I microwaved the peanut butter to make it a little bit more runny. It worked perfectly fine. It kind of went on like syrup. This is what it all looks like. It looks amazing. Now we're going to try it, see what the peanut butter, blueberries, bananas, everything tastes like. I can't imagine that it wouldn't taste amazing though. That's a huge bite. Hang on. All right, let's get a little bit of everything. Obviously, that's fantastic. Of course. She also said that you can use syrup, like maple syrup. I use light syrup or sugar-free syrup, or you could probably put honey on it, would be a good option too. I'm going to calculate the macros like normal. I'll compare it to the macros that she used. Obviously, my ingredients are a little bit different than hers, so the macros are going to be different, but I will calculate that in the description and put that beside hers as well. I will link her YouTube channel. I will also link the blog where I got the recipe printed out from. Be sure to follow my Instagram if you want to see pictures of everything that I make, as well as some workout stuff that is going to be down in the link, or it's going to be down in the description as well. But like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends. Try out this recipe and let me know how it goes for you. Tell me if you tweaked anything like the protein flavor or the toppings, and let me know how it tasted. But until then, I'll see you guys next week for some lunch. Bye!